Welcome, everyone, into the latest edition of the USFL Podcast Interview Series, bringing you the latest from players, coaches, and personalities from around the United States Football League. Today, we have a very special guest, one that I think has been very much tied into a lot of what the Memphis Showboats have been setting up in Memphis, Tennessee. For folks that are fans of the team and are excited to see him. You also might be some Tampa Bay fans out there too that are maybe transitioning over to Memphis this year. He is well accredited he is a well-accredited, highly talented QB, all ace AAC talent. Brady White joining me on this show today, Memphis Showboats quarterback as well. Brady, hey, thanks for taking your time, man. How's life in the off season for you? I know it sounds like you've been busy this offseason, not just coaching duties, but I think you also have some family matters that have helped you out that you've gotten that are special for you too.
Yeah. Busy off season, a lot of excitement. Obviously with the season gearing up and we're about to get this thing rolling. But yes, definitely staying busy. Definitely got plenty of things to do and in terms of for the league, for family matters, but I'm doing great, man. I'm glad to be here. So thanks for having me on.
Hey, it's no problem, dude. I'm happy to have you on, and I'm glad that we get to sit down and kind of chop things up about just you joining in on really another year of the USFL. Main thing I want to touch base to start is that no secret, Tampa Bay becomes the Memphis Showboats. Go figure. You're very much tied into, a pretty successful, stretch of University of Memphis Tigers history out there. And I think a lot of people recognize you as kind of a face of that, at least of that university's football scene. And now you get to be tied in, in a professional portion of this out there in Memphis, Tennessee. How's that feel, just getting to know that you get to kind of, get to be in a very familiar place and get to kind of play in front of fans that might have given you that same support just a few years prior?
For sure. Yeah, it's very exciting. A huge honor. I obviously love Memphis. It's become like a second home for me, and there's a lot of pride that I take on being able to represent that city and perform for fans. And so it was just, it's kind of funny how the world works, and on the team coming to Memphis and me being a part of that team. And so it's been very, very cool. It's been really, really awesome to see the reaction of the city and the fans, both in person, but also, around social media and whatnot. And so my time there has been nothing short of special and historic. And we're hoping to build on that with obviously a professional football team.
Mm-hmm. I imagine for you, like I said, it's your second home. So take us through that second home. When you come and visit Memphis, what do you expect to look for? I know some people, like for me, I am a guy, I've passed through, but I always expect blues and barbecue is the main thing. Is there something that you take away that maybe you have someone that visits the city, you go, hey, you should go check this out, or you need to kind of experience this if you're here, to kind of get the Memphian experience or so to say?
Yeah, I think your blues and barbecue is pretty spot on. The food for sure, the barbecue I think is got to be number one, if not one, like you said, kind of one of the top two things to experience. But in my time there, like whenever we had family or friends come out, that we, as long as they had time or the weekend, we definitely hit the kind of the multiple landmarks and things to see, whether it was Graceland or the pyramid or, like you said, the barbecue and Beale Street. There's plenty of stuff to kind of really go explore. And honestly, it's a city that holds a lot of history and is very just deeply rooted. And so it's really fun. I think there's a lot of stuff that's intriguing out there to do and also to learn about. And so I think fans, whether they're there, they probably already know, or people that are coming in town to visit, you're going to have your your pick with plenty of experiences to choose from. So come on out. More people in the stadium is a good thing.
Absolutely, man. I mean, Liberty Bowl in itself. I mean, you're, like I said, another familiar spot for you. Obviously the Tigers playing there, but very historic facility. of course, in that city.
Yeah.
And you get to tie that in. Do you realize, I guess you get to learn this firsthand now with being, now a Showboats QB. Have you kind of gotten into like kind of the historical background of the original Showboats? Because that's a very well-rooted team. I think a lot of people I've seen have responded to that team returning and have come back out of the woodwork saying how much they've had their memories of the 80s original version, just kind of
Yeah.
some of the legacies that one left at the Liberty Bowl.
Absolutely. Yeah. Obviously that was a big deal back in the day, and something that the city absolutely rallied around. And not only do they have a great team, but I think, you see videos or you hear fans recollection or talk about their memories, and just how electric and awesome everything about it sounded. And so I've definitely heard about the history. I also have, my grandfather was a referee back in the day for the league.
Really?
The original, yeah, USFL.
No
So,
kidding.
yeah, so it's funny. It's just ironic how the world works, man. And it's a small world, and it's funny how everything ties in. So, yeah, it's pretty special, pretty cool.
That I would have never guessed. That's pretty funny how that all spins around. But here you are getting to play in the new version.
Yeah, right. I
Instead this
know.
time.
I know. Last year we were all excited about it, and but it's even cooler now that Memphis Showboats are back.
Yeah, and you get to play again with head coach Todd Haley under
Mm-hmm.
this roster. What did you guys? I think there's been some roster changeover for you guys for the Showboats here and there, but I guess for you, maybe teammates you were with, what did you guys learn from just kind of that a first year experience, kind of getting a core, I guess, focus and kind of what team perspective they want that Coach Haley wants out of that year one time in Birmingham?
Yeah, I think we all really enjoyed our time together. It was awesome to play for Coach Haley. He obviously has a rich history of being a play caller and a very bright mind on the NFL level, and he's coached a ton of really really good players, Hall of Famers, um, Pro Bowl guys, just studs around the league, and so he's got just a ton of experience and knowledge that you could tap into, and to be able to play for him and have him kind of bring this group together. We got to learn a lot from him. We also got to learn a lot from each other's experiences and journeys. And I think our group really grew tight together. And obviously, it's not all the same group from last year, but there are similar faces, and we want to build on. I don't think we accomplished everything we really wanted to. I think we left a lot out there is the right way of saying it. And so I think we want to come back, and guys are really excited and passionate about this opportunity and ready to kind of kick this thing off and to build upon last season.
So obviously you're a quarterback. So I think a lot goes into the position, even more so than some. I think one of those key things comes down, I think, to chemistry as well for who you're throwing the ball to. You get a year two, and you guys did get to re-sign Derek Dillon, Rashad Davis. John Franklin's still showing up on that roster as well. Vinny Papali. I mean, getting those familiar faces to have chemistry with and you, I guess, also speaking, I guess you're in a grad assistant role and you are coaching in a sense. Speak to how that helps you guys as a quarterback and kind of, I guess, progressing your program.
Yeah, I mean, just in this game, especially from the quarterback perspective, the familiarity and the trust factor and the it's just like anything else. If you spend more time with someone, or if you're in the same system, or you work for the same company, like it just builds on your confidence and your comfortability and all those things that kind of help you perform better in whatever it is, but especially in football when such minute details matter, and the timing of things, and understanding how guys operate or what they do or where they're going to be at a certain time. All that's big when it comes to the game of football, but especially the quarterback wide receiver type of tandem and relationship. So to have all those guys back, not only are they great players for us that bring a lot of playmaking ability to the table, but we're able, we already have that relationship, and we spent a season together and have communicated all off season, and now we get to link back up and go at it again, and I think it's a big deal. So we're excited. I know I've talked to them a bunch, and everyone is extremely pumped up and ready to kind of get the gang back together and go capitalize, man. Go sling it
Mhm.
around.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's great. You guys have already keeping the conversations up. And again, I think that kind of points out how important that is, to already have those well established, kind of things from last year to kind of build upon, and kind
Yeah.
of get your program with, Coach Haley under your belt. For you as a grad assistant, I guess this is what I find fascinating is you get to kind of look at some of the coaching perspective on your end when you're with Memphis, and you can maybe kind of take that around to QB skills. Quick example, I cover arena football, and I have a gentleman by the name of Mason Espinoza who used to do the same thing. And I learned a lot, I think, from him, kind of where he could kind of take skills from one set to the other. Um, what have you seemed to what do you seem to be taking from, I guess, experiencing kind of getting to sit in, you know, kind of reflect on what you have known towards younger talents at say University of Memphis, but you also get to take back and kind of recycle now that you're still playing professional football.
Yeah, no, there's obviously a lot of crossover because we live in the same world. And as a quarterback, you're like that player coach on the field. So there's a lot of similarities in terms of what you do on a day-to-day basis. But as a coach, it's a different world. And so as similar and close knit as it is, it's also very different, and it's a different lens that you see everything through. And I absolutely loved my experience on that staff, and I'm extremely grateful for Coach Silverfield and Coach Cramsey allowing me to have that opportunity. And so I learned a lot from them and got to really see things that I already knew or looked at, but got to see them in maybe a slightly different light, or understand a little bit more on a deeper level, the why behind things, or the strategy or the reasoning for stuff. And so I definitely think that's very valuable, and it's something that's going to benefit me as a player. It just kind of deepens your knowledge of the game and builds on the skill set or the different intangible things that you have or can do. And so it'll be great for preparation wise, and also just how you see the game, and both throughout the week, like leading up to an opponent, but also
Mhm.
like at practice or in the midst of the game, of the battle, and how to exploit things, how to get better, all of those different things. It's really a rabbit hole we can go down that would be a very, very long conversation. But uh, I, it just, I'm addicted to this game, man. I love it. I absolutely love getting better and learning and constantly growing. And I feel like that experience is going to help me a ton.
Mhm. Oh, without a doubt. I mean, I think it's a natural fit for players if they want to go through the coaching ranks
Yeah.
anyway, or at least start out, because I mean, you already get so much knowledge kind of crammed into your brain over all the years you play, even through college level, and now you get the pro scene. So, you know, I feel like that itch just kind of gets scratched if you want to take that chance going up into that skew of football.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. The itch gets scratched for sure.
for for maybe lack of term. I think that's the best way I could place
Yeah.
it. Brady, I'm curious. So, you talk about changes. Your guys' QB room has evolved quite a bit. You're getting joined by, from a decent cast from what I understand. Cole Kelly, Ryan Willis are going to be with you. What's the first thing you guys are going to be looking to do? Hitting training camp mid-March between you three.
Yeah, I mean, well, the first thing is we're gonna meet each other, because
Okay.
I've never met them in person. I know Ryan a little bit, just because I understand his history, and I saw him play a little bit in the spring league because I spent a very brief time
Right.
on a team because they had a need and I filled in for like 2 weeks. But um, we'll get together, and I've heard nothing but great things about these guys. I think we're all going to get along very well, and it's going to be a really good competitive room where we are not only pushing each other but also helping each other get better and grow and tap into each other's skill sets and knowledge bases and mindsets. But the biggest thing for me is that I want us as a group to like help this team win. I don't care what it looks like, but um, we just got to come together, man, and we got to be the leaders of this unit. We got to make sure that we set the tone. And I've from my conversations with a bunch of our teammates from different positions, offensively and defensively, all of our guys have a really awesome mindset and approach as we step into training camp. And so I think it's just going to be kind of corralling all that excitement and then really focusing it in the right areas and making sure we're doing all the little things right and um, just realizing how quick this time goes by and how small the margin of error is in professional sports, yet alone this league, and um, just being a really close knit team. I think the teams that are tight and that are disciplined, they typically do really well. And so I
Hmm.
think us as a group are going to do that within each other. We're going to come together and push each other. But really, we're also going to help kind of be the leaders of this team, and it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to getting together with these guys and then building upon the offense that we've already got coming back.
Absolutely, man. I mean, I love the energy right there because that's really key. I think spring football wise, especially even more so than I think the NFL, the sooner you can get a cohesive, a cohesive three phases put together, the better to hit the ground running. You need to build those early wins right away. You need to, make sure you got that chemistry right out of the bat. Luckily, a second year helps a bit more, but still, that is
Sure.
vital for this side of the sport.
Yes. Yeah. It's I mean, and last year was even crazier because we had 2 weeks before kickoff. So
Right.
I've told all these guys that you'll be don't stress out about stuff. Like we're gonna work hard and you're gonna obviously grind in meetings and all that. But like we have a month and that's more time, but it's still gonna go by quickly. And then anyone that's involved in sports knows whenever you're in season, season goes by pretty quickly, and you look up and like it's a new year. And so these 10 games are going to fly by. And so I think what you said is a great point. Like every week is big and capitalizing and getting ahead early, not necessarily ahead, but like just winning, the goal is to win every game. And so, um, there's other teams that have the same goal. So if you happen to slip up or it's a close game and you end up falling short, making sure that you've taken advantage of as much as you can so that you're putting yourself in a position later in the season to make a run in the postseason.
Absolutely. For you, I got to ask, what are some of your personal goals for 2023 here? You have anything set up for yourself, or you just want to get more under your belt, maybe coaching experience? What do you have for you that you're looking to focus on in particular?
I'm all about winning. Um, I
Awesome.
could give I could give two shits about, excuse my language. I could give sorry. I could give a crap about like personal statistics and everyone's got personal goals and I do. But I'm a big believer that like team success will equal individual success as well, and it's not vice versa. You can have guys that do really well as an individual or do statistics, stat leaders or do great, whatever, but that doesn't mean their team's good. But whenever you have a good team, teams that win championships, and it goes for every sport at every level. The team that is the best team typically has the most team or most guys on like all-star teams or the all league type of selections. That's just how it works. If you are the Chiefs, you get a lot of guys in the Pro Bowl. Like
Hmm.
that's just how it goes. And so I'm all about winning. I want to win. My main goal is for us to win every game and to be better than last year. And so that's my main focus, and we'll progress from that.
I can't wait to see you guys hit the field. Like I said, it's a cool story to kind of see yourself getting to play where you once were at, and got to light it up in college. So that's going to be great to kind of check out. Memphis seems to be excited for this team, and so love the
Yep.
energy. Before we go, this is me just got out of curiosity. You happen to see the uniforms yet? Or is that just kind of been under wraps by the league to kind of hide what you're going to be having is wearing this year?
No, I mean that's a great question. I have not seen the official uniforms. I've heard rumors of what they may look like, but I haven't seen anything yet, and I don't know when they officially plan on releasing those, but um, I expect them to look sharp nonetheless. So
Hey, better be. They will be. But
I know they will. I'm a big fan of the colors and the new logo. So if what all they've done with the new team and with Memphis and the announcement and the logo and all the excitement, I think these uniforms will look sweet. So I'm not worried about it.
I don't think I am either. Just wondering, maybe see where I can
Yeah,
slide it in. Got to check.
my type of guy asking about the swag. I love
Hey, look, I like some good gear, man. I mean, I'm a
absolutely.
Panthers fan. I love that champagne gold, so I'll take that.
There you go.
Well, Brady, thank you very much for joining me today. Wishing you the best for this season. I can't wait to see you hit the field, and plenty of folks over there in Western Tennessee cannot wait to see you guys go and play in the Liberty Bowl, at least this version once more. So, best of
Yes.
luck for you this year.
Thank you. Really appreciate it, Zach. Appreciate it.